Alright, let's do it. Oh, wait, all the way to here. Alright, preventing organic portal energy stealing 2. Stare of Death, the hum, the inward shield, Qigong shield PSI. So that's 4 different points there. Whew, okay. Right. So the hum is not the Stare of Death. That's a different point. The inward shield is a different point to this. Okay, so that's 4 different points there. To make sure you can hear me. So, righto. Oop. Rightio. Okay, so let me look at my notes there. Yeah. Okay. Alright, let's start with the Stare of Death. I just called it the Stare of Death. I don't know, there's no name for this stare. We don't know. We haven't mapped hyperspace that well yet. This appears to me to be the same stare I've heard mentioned before by Terence McKenna. And sorry to bring him up again, but he's a damn genius. But in one of his videos he was saying that they were sitting around a shamanic ceremony, and there was actually a whole lot of shamans sitting around in a group. I forget what they were doing, a ceremony of ayahuasca or just sitting around, I can't remember. But anyway, that doesn't matter. What matters is that he breaks down, or he just quickly mentions, really, he doesn't really break it down, but he says all of a sudden one of the shamans was, you know, being a bit of a D-head, you know, a bit of a loser, I don't know, just mucking around, being the energy of, well, kind of demonic in a way, but I don't want to weave all that in too much. Just one of the young shamans was being a bit of a dickhead, and his wife, Terence McKenna's wife, actually gave this guy the stare, and Terence called it the z, because again we don't have a name for it. So that's where I've heard it mentioned, and then apparently the shaman like fell back or something happened. So it's an energetic stare that has real consequence. And, you know, I was thinking about it, it's probably what we all call the death stare. It might not be, but it's very similar or in the same domain of energy stares, in the same gamut, or something like that, in the same array of stares, of energy stares, or something like that. It'd be categorically close to the Stare of Death. You know the death stare, when you give someone the death stare? I don't think it's the same thing, but it's very similar. So that was the first thing I wanted to mention, because and you know, I wasn't gonna call it the death stare because of the next reason. Well, actually, yeah. Okay, maybe it is it. Well, sorry, I'm just having a thought in the meantime. I was not going to call it the death stare because it's of the light. But then I realized it gives death to them, the demon in the organic portal. So therefore, yeah, maybe we can call it the Stare of Death. So yeah, righto, we'll stick with that. And so what this is I've noticed that sometimes very weak humans and organic portals are piss weak, because there's no light inside there. You're dealing just with the devoidness. There's nothing for them to summon. They don't summon the demons summon them, and the demons come through them. The organic portal is an unconscious anthropoid monkey body, that's about it. Right? So the Stare of Death, I've noticed, really deters them. They'll be looking at you and staring with the stare of inquisition, because, you know, the darkness is always trying to understand the light. The darkness is the simplicity, the light is the complexity. Right? So what I've noticed is you can stare at them, this very powerful stare, and well, I guess I'm going to call it the stare of death now. And what happens is they just completely back down. I mean, you can have a short staring competition and win, but it can be different with a very powerful demon. So this will get rid of, I've noticed, the weak and the medium demons. And one day in video 3, I think I'm going to have to try and categorize demons, but I'm going to have to do a lot of research, and as a shaman I'm going to, for you and, well, for myself most definitely, not just research it with other people's, websites and so on, but I'm going to go travel, in the inner worlds myself as a shaman, and I believe that this should be left up mainly to the shamans, the sages and so on, because we have the intelligence to do so. And I have a video called Intelligence for Smarts, and intelligence, in my opinion, is the ability to see into something. So in other words, I'm saying I won't get lost, I won't lose myself in there, I've got enough power to hold myself in their realms and so on. So I will be exploring for video 3 if I can get, I don't know, 100 likes on this video. If I get 100 likes on this video, I'll do number 3. The reason I'm doing this number 2, preventing organic portal energy stealing 2, it's because video 1 is almost at 50 likes, so I can, and that's what I asked for, 50 likes, so I can see it's going to get there. And video 3, 100 likes on this one. And then I'll do video 3. So the stare of death. So I've noticed that the very powerful demons, they sort of just smile because they know what's going on with the stare of death. Now I had a point on that somewhere here. Okay, I must have just left the point in my head. So anyway, what I've noticed is that, the powerful demons, they're not too deterred by this certain stare, but there is a type of alteration you can do to the stare to make it like, I see you, and then they're like, oh, okay, well, I'll go for now. But they're not, scared out of their pants, so to speak. The medium, the weak ones are, because they're just like dumb, the weak, medium demons that come through the organic portals, spiritless humans. I'm not going to explain what an organic portal is. I have a definition video defining what is an organic portal, and I'm going to have to make a number 2 in relation to the energetics that can come through them and so forth, I think. Anyway, so the stare of death. So what do you do then if the stare of death doesn't defeat the powerful top demons or something? Well, the thing is, it still deters them. It's still the light looking onto the darkness, and it still seems to deter them. So for now I'm going to leave it there, and maybe we'll discuss that more. I guess it's more appropriate to discuss that in video 3, since I'm going to make that one on demon steal. It'll be organic portal preventing, organic portal energy stealing video 3, and it'll be, the subtitle here will be demons. Okay, so look out for that video. Okay, so the hum. Point 2. What is the hum, Ben? Well, all I mean is humming and hymning to yourself. Again, we know a lot of shamans do this, right? When we're on psychedelics, it comes quite naturally to you. But if you, I don't know, research shamanism, you listen to videos and blah blah blah, you'll figure out pretty soon that shamans see in colors. Like I remember McKenna, he again one time mentioned something on this. He said, the shaman will say that, like someone else will be singing a song, and the shaman will say, oh, that was a very green and yellow and blue song. So they see the frequency in the colors. And that's relative to what I'm saying here, the hum, because you can hum multidimensionally and electromagnetic spectrumly. So you can go through the whole spectrum, you can go through all the frequencies, and you can go through all the colors. Okay, so don't forget that, keep that in mind. So I'm not just, making a bit of a new point. It's actually, it goes very deep. So the hum. So, I don't know, they're around you. The organic portal's around you or something, and it's annoying you, they are annoying you, it's a group hive attack, whatever. Pardon me, this seems to get their little suckers off you. I'm sure you've all, well, I hope you've all looked at the pictures relative to energy vampirism. If you like Google image search energy vampires and stuff like that, you'll come across a picture or two where you see that the energy vampire is throwing out little suckers, like little energy sucking tubes, and so these little tubes will pop off if you hum, and they can keep throwing them back on you though. And so you can just keep humming and see who wins. And this is really part of frequency wars. You know, the world's picking up in people, and there's many competing frequencies. But yeah, so the hum is your ally in many situations, not just in the inner worlds, in the psychedelic experience. Say you're taking ayahuasca or ibogaine or cannabis or whatever psychedelic you're doing. The hum is, or hymning, is very very close quarters with the experience. It gets you out of the trouble spots. If you're on a magic mushroom trip, you're very deep into it. I've done this many times. I start humming and it pulls me out of the bad vibration or anything, or a bad experience on there. If I get into a corner, we call that, if you get into a bad corner on the trip. So the hum is actually very important, and it's not a noob point at all, because it does go very deep. And if you want me to explain any of this stuff further to you, why don't you guys get a consultation? You know, this would go under the advanced consultation. Maybe some people can't afford it. I can do mini consultations, and we can discuss one thing at a time. And then it's better for your learning, and we can go right into detail, as detailed as we can go. Okay, so, and Inward Shield. Yeah, this one is difficult for me to explain. How to explain the Inward Shield, because it's not, I don't know if I should have called it Shield. I first wrote here Inward Bound, but I changed it to Shield because this sort of came almost at the same time. It came next as a realization or epiphany for me, or an epiphany popped out. An epiphany, an epiphany popped out from the nether regions inside. So yeah, I don't know really what to call this thing, but I'm going to explain it to you anyway. And maybe as I explain it, we're going to be able to name it. Or someone maybe in the comments will maybe help me out or something, I don't know. Comment under the video if you can help me out in any video. I just get annoyed at stupid comments, that's all, and I'll block you. So, Inward Shield. Yeah. Right, let me think. So the way I thought about this was facing in. Yeah, that's what I should call it. Facing inward. Inward focus, I guess. Inward focus, or facing inward. Facing inward focus. So that or that, and I guess the whole thing together. So really it's about projecting your energy inward inside yourself, and it also pops off their little suckers, and it seems to make you disappear from the surface, and it's like becoming invisible, and it's like they can't see you all of a sudden. It's very interesting. Here's my point on it. A little note, on the surface you can only steal from the surface. I have a video already created, second dimensional energy stealing, and I have a feeling it went over everybody's head, has low likes, and no one seems to realize what I was trying to say in that video, and so this is a reiteration of that. They have to, you know, I have a video called aura fracture. They have to fracture you to move the energy, to get the energy. It's similar to that. If you're inside, they can't like get your energy. They have to paste you to the surface, basically, stick you to the surface to be able to steal from. Okay, sorry, the recording cuts out at 15 minutes. Okay, so what I was saying was, on the surface, you can only steal from the surface. They need to flatten you second dimensionally before they can get into the fourth dimensional subspace energy stealing, okay? I mean, I've said that twice now. I don't know how I can make it clearer. Tell me how you think I can make that more clear. I'll expand it out for you. Anyway, so let's get on to the last point here. Qi Kung Shield. And so remember, just before we do, that's an inward-facing focus, or what? Attention, yeah? So, and what's the saying? Attention. Where attention goes, energy flows. So what you're doing there is you're turning your energy inward. And if you do that, especially with, say, the Qi Kung Shield, raise your PSI, your humming, but even just by itself, okay, so not to take away from it, but even by itself, you're turning your energy inward. It's very funny, watch what happens. It's almost as if you deactivate them, and they, I don't know, get on with doing whatever the organic portal body is doing. It's almost as if the demon leaves the scene, and you're back just with an organic portal anthropoid body around you, some organic portal person. So very interesting, that. Alright, Qi Gung, I think that's what it's called, or Qi Kung, I can't remember. It might be Qi Kung. I learnt this from Muntuk Chia. Muntuk Chia's video on this specifically, and PSI is pressure per square inch. Just like a tyre. You know how you pump up your tyre? You can pump up with Qi, your shield, or your body's energetic shield, and it's like a shield. So, it's funny, Muntuk Chia will teach you to do that, and the Taoists must know about energy stealing, because why else do you do this? Well, I guess to be more tough, so that when you punch a person or a wall, you know how the Buddhists, the Taoists, oh yeah, the Buddhists do it, no, the Buddhists don't, it's the Taoists, isn't it? You know how there's those monks, I think they're Taoists, or Taoists. Anyway, those monks that do all the training where they punch a brick wall, and they, lay down on a bed of nails and do all this crazy stuff. They've all got their Qi Kung shield up, and it's a body PSI, and it's Qi related. So look into that. And where are we here? Oh yeah, thus don't even look at them. Let's go to this point. It's just I can't create a longer video title than this. This is probably already too long a video title. This would be in the video title. Don't look at them. Don't even look at them. Why? Because, well, firstly, again, the same axiom. Where attention goes, energy flows. So if you look at them, it's like you're just handing over your energy. And, you know, I'm not trying to create a separative consciousness society, because some people might think, oh, well, you know, if we're not even going to say hello and look at each other, it's going to be a bit of a weird world. Well, yeah, but, and I'm not really, I mean, I am encouraging you to be discerning and know who the organic portal is, and then don't look at them. I'm not saying just don't look at everyone, but try at least to discern if they're an organic portal, I guess. Otherwise, yeah, we're going to create a bit of a separative society, and, you know, it's not good for anything, really. You know, connection can be good, but yeah, just, I mean, obviously in the way of organic portals, yeah, and to prevent energy stealing, okay? So let's keep this in context, please. So don't even look at them, and yeah, don't capture the spirits. Oh yeah, that's right. You know how, you get that old native allegory. Allegory is like a story analogy. You know how they would say, oh, don't take my picture, and or, you know, they'd put their hand in front of their face and, you know, act like they don't want you to take their picture, and then people say that it's because the natives or whatever, whoever does that, doesn't want you to capture their spirits. Well, there's something in that, but I mean not with the camera here, I mean with the organic portal. Don't even look at them, because they'll capture your spirits. Why? Because it's like a camera. When you look at someone, you take it, your physical eyes see the delayed light. So you're always looking in the past when you're looking with your physical eyes, by the way, and you're looking directly at the moment of now with your third eye or into the future. So with your physical eye, don't even look at them, but definitely with your third eye, that's what this is all about. Don't look at them either. Yeah, that's third eye, yeah? That's like your energy field attention. I'm saying project it inward and watch what happens. Anyway, so don't even look at them with your physical two forehead eyes, because they'll like capture your spirit that way, like a camera. Okay? And that's true, I laugh, because, I don't know, the universe acts in mysterious ways, so I laugh. I'm jolly, alright? I'm a jolly man. The cosmic giggle, yeah? Anyway, as people raise vibrationally, I realized, well, it's very possible that the vibration of the attacks will increase as well. Now, you might say, no, Ben, because they're still an organic portal body, and they are part of 3D, or third-dimensional Earth. I'm sure you've all heard this idea that there's a 3D and now we're going to a 5D Earth. Well, we're not disappearing into the 5th dimension like some of those knob-end, complete, simple, stupid, New Age people said a few years ago. Oh, we're just going to disappear into the 5th dimension. Yes, but no. We're not, our physical body's not going there. It is, yes, but that's very hard to explain to people, the cellular dynamics. So basically, no, we're not like just poof, disappearing into thin air, That's not happening. But yeah, your cellular information is being moved upward into the 5th dimension, that's true. So just, you have to realize how to think about this stuff. So as people raise in vibration, it's very possible that the attacks will as well. And then, the point is that you can get trapped under the threshold, you see. So definitely, I recommend eating a lot of herbs. I recommend eating a C-word load of herbs. Just eat a lot of salads and, raise your vibration, more vegan-styled eating. I'm not saying you have to go completely vegan, but you base your life as liquiditarian and vegan. That's the base. Before you go to meat. You don't go to meat first. Meat is a last priority, It's not your first priority to eat a chunk of meat. So, all in perspective and context, how I talk about this stuff is very important. So raise your vibration, in other words. Otherwise you might get trapped under a certain threshold where you can't even escape their energy stealing. Do you understand? Okay, what's this here? Frequency insertion. Oh yeah, the cough. So when they do their little organic portal cough, it's when they can't or cannot insert a frequency because you got your Qi-Kung shield up, I noticed, and it bounces off you. They're trying to drill a hole. I call it brain burrowing. They're trying to get into your brain and take the information, or they're trying to just drill into your body to create a auric hole. And I mean your auric body, your Buddhic body or whatever. They're trying to drill into your aura, and that gets you leaking energy. Okay, so, and the Qi-Kung shield helps all this. But yeah, so when they do their little cough, that's because they are going into your aura and it's bounced off you. Okay, they're trying to insert an abhorrent frequency and it bounces back. And I'm 100% sure on that by now. I've tested this over a number of years, so this is not just I figured this out last week. I'm 100% sure now. If you're not, well, you do your discernment and you check if I'm wrong. You tell me how I'm wrong. Tell me how I'm wrong, though. You can't just say I'm wrong. That's just dismissal. You need to go ahead and tell me how I'm wrong, if I am, but I don't think I am. Alright, also notice sometimes they try to get your attention, and if really close, they'll try then fail because no light was pulled from you, or start playing with the hands. Oh yeah, So, say they're hovering around you, and it's like a hive mind attack. And you know, there's like often a lead organic portal or a lead demon, and you know, if it doesn't work, if their little attack doesn't work, I notice they actually get physically nervous because they need your energy, right? And they get nervous. It's like when you don't have food, you get fairly nervous unless you've done a lot of fasting and you're adept. It's the exact same thing. The demon sort of gets nervous, and the person in front of you will start like sort of playing with their hands. And this is part of street theatre. You've heard gang stalking street theatre? This happens a lot in that, and it's basically part of that, gang stalking street theatre. But I'm also correlating it to this nervousness of the demon within them. Alright, so that concludes this video. So obviously there's a video 1 if you haven't seen it, because this is video 2. I am Benjamin Cowenberg, Obi Ben Cownobi, from consciousazine.net. Enjoy your day.
consciousazine.com Chronicles.